Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with InvestFourMore, and I'm standing outside a house flip that we just bought yesterday. And this is a crazy story with this house flip. It's one that, honestly, I probably wouldn't buy again, except the court ordered me to buy it. So it was a pretty crazy, nasty divorce situation. And I'll tell you about everything that's happened. Had some crazy stories with the lady who was living here and didn't really want to leave. And we do have possession of it, so we'll show you the house, but lots of interesting things going on with this one. Now, of course, check out InvestFourMore.com for much more information on our flips, rentals, being an agent, all of that great stuff. And we have 9 books on Amazon as well. And you can see this is pretty decent neighborhood, newer house. I actually used to live about 4 or 5 blocks that way. My second house I bought, if you see me on Instagram or TikTok talking about my second house I ever bought, that was the one where I paid $210 for it in 2009. We ended up selling it for $343 in 2014. And since I was an owner occupant, that profit was tax-free. So that was a pretty good deal. That helped me buy my very first rental in 2010 after I refinanced that house. So this house I found because another realtor gave me a referral to some sellers who wanted to sell their house but didn't want to list it. And after going through this process, I know exactly why they did not want to list it. So talked to the gentleman who owned the home, and it was a divorce situation. And he said he wanted to sell it, didn't want to use any agents. And he set up a meeting to come see the house with his ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife. And all that had to be done through her lawyer. She wouldn't talk to me. And so that actually took about 2 weeks just to get me in the house. I came in the house real quick, saw it. She had roommates in here. We couldn't see every room, stuff everywhere. So it was tough for us to get an idea of what was going on. But we came up with the price, and we ended up offering $300,000 for the house. It's probably worth $400 in that range right now. And we're thinking we might finish the basement and possibly make that worth up to like $425, $430, but we'll see what we decide to do. So anyway, we came up with that agreement, got a contract, sent it to everybody to get signed, and the gentleman signed it, and the wife would not sign it. So we tried talking to the lawyer, nothing happened. Weeks later, I kind of thought the deal was dead, and then we got more communication from the court. So we'll continue the story. But the reason the fireplace is on right now is because there's no heat right now. We think the thermostat is broken. And when I came here last night, the stove was wide open. And that was what she's doing to heat the house, using to heat the house. And we thought she was trying to burn it down at first because there's like pans and towels and stuff on top of the stove. But yeah, I think she's heating the house with the stove. So that's why the fireplace is on. But we'll continue our story. So the court subpoenaed me to come testify about the property. So that was like 2 weeks after I got that notice. It was all virtual because of COVID, and came into court. I didn't even really know what was going on. Nobody gave me a heads up. And they were having a hearing to decide if they would sell the house or not. He wanted to sell it. She did not want to sell it. That's the thermostat that isn't working. It's 63 in here now. Not too bad. And so I had to testify and tell the judge what the house was worth, show them comps, and then justify what my price was. And I was grilled pretty good by her attorney, who was thinking I was trying to rip them off and make like 80 grand on the deal. And he's like, well, this house is worth 400 plus, and you're only going to spend 20,000 repairing it, so you're making 80,000. So I had to explain, how house flipping works, how there's many other costs besides just repairs, and how the repairs would probably be, 30 or 40,000, not 20,000. So went through all of that, and then heard, like a week or two later, that the judge ordered me to buy the house. So couldn't really back out, I guess, at that point after I was ordered to buy the house. Oh, we have a light, sorry. There we go. And here we are. We bought the house. Now, some other craziness has happened along the way. we had to give her 2 weeks to accept the contract because that's how long the gentleman said it would take her to sign it. And it did. It took her 2 weeks and 1 day. So it took her that long just to sign the contract. Finally got that signed, come to closing. And then the house has solar. So that was a whole situation because neither one of them would give us information on the solar lease on who had it, on who the company was, on any contact information. So it took the title company at least a week, maybe 2 weeks to get that information themselves. So that delayed closing. I was yelled at a lot by the lady, asked to sell it back to her, even though she's had no job, no money. Told just to cancel the deal a number of times. And eventually it came time to close yesterday. And I did a walkthrough. I made sure I did a walkthrough. I'm like, I don't know what that was. Maybe we'll go back that way. So we did our walkthrough. She still had quite a bit of stuff here, but she said she'd be out and said she'd bring keys to closing. So we told our closer, don't complete the closing until we got the keys, could come over and see she's all the way out, because we just thought something crazy might happen. And so 2 minutes before closing, before she's supposed to sign, she texts me and says, oh, I'm not all the way out. I need more time to come back and get my stuff after closing. I'm like, nope, either we close and we get possession now or we don't close. So she got pretty huffy and mad. I'm like, that's how it's going to happen. So she ended up closing. We got keys. We got the garage door opener. And my guys come over here and her dogs are still here in the kennel. And her laptop's still here. So she did not plan to move out all the way for a while. So I told her, hey, come get your dogs. And an hour and a half later, she texted me and said, where are you guys? When can I come over? I'm like, where are you now? She said, I'm at the house. So our guys came over. They were at Home Depot getting locks to change the locks. But I let her come in, get her dogs, get some of her stuff. And my guys came back and they said when they got here, she was here sitting on the couch. And while they changed the locks, she sat on the couch for an hour watching them and didn't do anything. So I texted her and said, hey, we're calling the cops if you don't move your stuff or leave. And she said, well, I don't have anywhere to put it. I don't have anywhere, to go. Like, can I put it in the garage? I'm like, you can move your stuff. As long as our guys are here, as soon as they're done, you need to leave. And so text my guys again and they're like, yeah, she's still just sitting on the couch. So I ended up coming over here and filmed some of that. We'll show you. But yeah, I got here and she wasn't on the couch. She was in the master bedroom with her door locked. All right, we're on the way to a house that we just bought today. And as you can see, it's night. And the issue is the lady who we bought it from, we've had a lot of issues, had to go to court to actually have to get her to force her to sell the house because her husband's getting a divorce and he wanted the house sold. But 2 minutes before closing, she said she needed to come back and get more stuff. And we said, no, you can't. We'll delay closing or that's it. She's like, okay, fine. And so then we came to the house after closing and she left her 2 dogs there and the oven open to heat the house. And so I told her she could come back and get the dogs. And my guys are there rekeying it right now. And she, instead of moving the dogs, is sitting on the couch watching them rekey the house. So we're going to go see if that's what she's doing still, or if she's gone, or if they're gone, or what's going on, if we have to call the cops. But yeah, this is a new one. We've had people before who sold the house and didn't want to leave, but she gave us the keys, gave us the garage door opener, all that, gave us possession of the house, and then she came back and sat on the couch and won't leave. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so we're on our way into the neighborhood now. And this is a nice house. This is going to be a $400,000 plus property. It doesn't look nice now, but it's not exactly where you'd expect to have a lot of issues like this. So we should be pulling up here about a block or two. It will be on the right, probably where that car light is up there. And we'll see what's going on. In Irely, we're almost there. Oh, sorry, big bump. Or no, that's the mailman. That's not the car. Maybe everybody will be gone. That would be nice. Oh, no, Eric's truck is still here. It's the van right here in the driveway. Oh, I don't see her car. Maybe she's gone. Okay, we'll go find out. So, we're here in the house, and as you can see, her dogs are still here. Apparently, she went into the master bedroom and is in there right now. Okay, so I came in the basement now, and one thing we're doing is making sure all of the windows are secure and locked. Because, oh, look at that. That one, there we go, is now locked. Would not surprise me if she tried to come back into the house. So we're trying to get, look at that. Oh, I think it's locked. Maybe. To work on that one again. I think that's all of them. But yeah, so she's moving a few more things into the garage. I told her she could come back tomorrow and pick up that stuff from the garage. But she's pretty much been sitting on the couch and not doing anything for the last hour when she could be moving stuff. So, interesting situation. Like a punching bag, that's pretty cool. And this right here, don't know what is going on right here. But that's weird. And I started filming and talking, she came out and like, you can move your stuff as long as they're here, but that's it, and then you gotta go. So she started moving her stuff at that point, and I left. My guys were here changing locks. Nothing else happened at that point. I made sure all the windows were locked and everything is secure. And she still has some stuff in the garage that she's supposed to come back to get today, which, you know, obviously I would not like to have her do that, but I just want her to leave and not come back. So that seemed like the quickest way to get that done. And here's the garage right from the kitchen. But I actually forgot until I came here last night. And you can see her stuff that she's coming to get, which we delayed closing a week or two. So she would have had an extra week or two to move all of her stuff. And she still didn't get that done. But when I came over here last night, I completely forgot that it has like a tandem garage. It's got a 4-car garage. So that is awesome and should really help us add even more value. And I think when I testified in court, I said it's a 3-car garage because I was looking at the pictures in the MLS sheet and totally forgot it was a 4-car. So sorry, court. So we have the house now. Not quite done with the whole situation because she's got to come back and get her stuff sometime today. But it's been quite the ordeal and quite the interesting story. Somehow we managed to have a lot of interesting stories in this business. And I guess that comes with the territory of buying distressed houses, buying houses at a discount. You know, there's a reason that people want to sell them cheap, don't want to use agents sometimes. And I'm not sure how happy I am with that agent who gave me this referral now. But no, it still should be a decent deal. Like I said, we bought for $300,000. It should be worth close to $4 million without a finished basement, maybe like $430 with a finished basement. And we'll probably have, depends. I think the roof needs done. We've got the solar situation, so we've got to figure out how to get the solar off to do the roof. We actually have the solar owned outright, so they paid that off at closing, so it's not a solar lease, so that's nice. And then, you know, paint, flooring, other stuff. I mean, probably around $30,000, depending on, you know, furnace, if that needs to be done. Other stuff, it's a, 15-year-old house, I think? So it really shouldn't be too bad. I thought it would actually be in worse shape when I first came to look at it. Well, right here, obviously, I don't know if that's water damage, probably. In the kitchen above us, you can see it bows down just a little bit. So I'm trying to think. I know there's some other crazy stories that happened here too, but that's all I can think of for right now. But for a while there, last night, we were wondering if she's going to burn down the house with her animals in it. But that is not what happened. Obviously, she's trying to heat the house, and she left them here because she thought she'd be able to come back and get a bunch of stuff afterwards. Even though we were very clear that couldn't happen, I told them over and over, we're not buying it unless she's all the way out. And there was no, way to confuse that situation. All right, so that is the house. We'll have lots of updates on this one. If anything new happens, we'll be sure to update it. We'll have some progress videos when we get the work started, and then should be fairly easy to get going on this one once we clean it up. You know, I don't think we have to do a bunch of work in the bathrooms or kitchens, but that's something me and Nikki will decide here pretty soon and go from there. All right, thanks for watching. Of course, check out InvestFourMore.com for much more information on our flips, rentals, being an agent, wholesaling, all of that great stuff. And I said that prematurely because I didn't show you the backyard, so I'll show you that real quick. Oh, boat. We inherited a boat. Look at that. AC. And the fence has some hail damage, so we know the roof has hail damage as well. And a hot tub. Who doesn't want a hot tub? There you go. All right, that's the house. We'll have many more updates here coming up soon. Welcome new subscribers. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for the comments. So keep those coming as well.